Um, this is part two. This is immediately after that one. So don't judge me. I am wearing the same clothes. Who knows when it'll be updated? I don't know. But I'm going to get into some theories about the viability of this fantasy weapon called the Ulak. I believe personally that these would be very, very effective in the right hands, although very dangerous to uh, an unskilled user. So I almost don't even. I almost feel like I had some real ones, if I had some real ones, I almost feel like um, if someone took them to use against me, that they would be more susceptible to killing themselves, hurting themselves, than they would be toward actually effectively harming me. That would be hilarious. But I'm gonna go over a few theories. One of the things I want to do um, is this is something I really do hope for, that when they make this new Riddick movie, that's what these are from, Riddick. Which the story starts at Escape from Butcher Bay, but you got to play the game or watch somebody play it. I tried recording it once on another channel, but by the time I figured out how to actually record things cleanly on that Elgato, my life kind of like shook loose and I was like in the wind, so I had to. It was bad. It was weird. It was just like, what the hell, bro? But a hope is that I can inspire some styles. I won't be flipping or anything like that, but I noticed that Riddick, Vin Diesel, Vin Truck Fuel, uh, uses them. He's not employing like he does. He's more of a boxer with them, which is fine. You know, I think that style of work just you know um, punches, uppercuts, these. Oh, and he does that one thing where it's just like I don't know, you know, where he goes up against the flying thing. Don't remember what they call it. Now, I had it and it was like it's going. But when he does the attacks, he does the spins, but you have to tap your feet to make it work. When he does it was, and he cut it, just like rotating super fast. That was pretty cool, you know. But maybe that would only work in that situation. Even though I would do something different instead of rotating and rotating again in the same spot. I would have probably rotated and then dash to the side and rotate it, rather than do some weird tornado move in front of this giant monster that can feel me cutting it. That's just, mm-mm. That thing is bound to try to go mess you up. So, but not really, because he can't be killed, obviously. So, uh, a lot of people. Oh, I'm gonna cover this. A lot of people think that Riddick is actually Anubis. Well, let's be clear. Let's be clear. Riddick is an Egyptian deity, which is why they show him standing this way. People are mistaken about what Pitch Black actually was about. They are so small minded that they think that it was a survival horror film, when actually it was a story about Riddick using the light, because a dark god is also a light god, guiding them through the duat, guiding them through the pathway of the dead, okay, and into rebirth, okay. The only problem is that many of them did not truly have faith in the light. So many of them betrayed themselves or betrayed others on their way to the ship. The only one who didn't, I think, what do they call him, Imam, the Muslim guy, he made it because he kept his faith, even when his sons died. And I think it's like a Job thing, but even when his sons died, he still stayed true and he protected Jack. The problem with the reason the girl didn't make it at the end of that movie, the reason she died really is because she was willing to give up on them. She considered leaving them behind, and that's why she was taken. Okay, so that's really what that movie was about. That's why Johns, the bounty hunter, um, died. Remember, he talked about ditching them, ditching the kid, you know, like, oh, they're dead weight, we can make it. And they all think that Riddick is some type of criminal. Like, they really believe that he's a villain when he's not. He is someone who gets vengeance. Now, vengeance, if I remember correctly, is not an Anubis thing. That belongs to the Leonid deities. In this case, Riddick is Mahes. That's M as in monkey or something like that. A like Ma'at, Mahes, Hes, Maahhes. Look this character up. That's who Riddick is. Master of blades, master of knives, protector, avenger, war god. So, a lot of people think that's Anubis. They got that wrong. And this is why he was also a deity of light. And he can see in the darkness. Okay? And he can see people. I don't like how in the game they make it like animal eye shine. Because in the movies, it's not animal eye shine at all. In the movies, he can see the essence. He can see essence. Which means that he can see. So what eye shine in an animal is basically something where it's like the light, where any light source reflects and projects light into their field of view. What Riddick has is the ability to see souls and spiritual essence. He can see in absolute darkness. That's totally different. That's totally different. And this is to tell you that this movie or this series of movies and games is actually spiritual in nature. Pitch Black is a spiritual movie, a representation of a spiritual process. How do you know this? I just told you they were being guided to rebirth, to new life. They were being saved from, again, oh my God, Marcus Sean Christopher just talked about this. He talks about this. They were on a ship that crashed. They shipwrecked. They were being salvaged. They were being led to salvation. They were being saved. Holy shit. So, technically speaking, because the ship crashed and no one knew where they were considered dead. They're dead. They're dead and they're being brought back to life. Whole point. Whole point. Of course, in Chronicles of Riddick, this same thing actually carries on. Riddick tells the Imam, Keith David, he tells Keith David to stay put until he says so. When he ends up leaving to protect his wife, he goes to find Jack because he told Jack to stay put. She didn't. She left, and she ended up getting messed up by a bunch of mercenary groups. But she became the blade master that she wanted to be. But in the end, she Kind of pretended to turn her back on Riddick, and she gave herself to the necromongers, the dead, and she showed that she wasn't really on their side. She just has this thing where she chameleons. She pretends to be things that she isn't, which can be seen in Pitch Black, where she's pretending to be a boy, but Riddick finds out when he realizes that she is a girl because he can smell her monthly moments happening. He can smell it. Okay? So, talkie. These are really cool. One thing you don't want to do is be poking yourself, which I'm not going to be doing. But luckily, it's phone. So, even if I did, which in my mind, I'm not going to, because in my mind, I'm going to be treating them as if they were steel objects which could cut me, so that when I would use real ones, I won't cut myself. That's why even if you're using lightweight wooden weapons, if you treat them as if they are real, you will still grow in skill. So I just don't like dealing with people that say something like the foam weapon I showed you before. Oh, it's so light. It's too light to train with. It's just like, are you retarded? Practice your forms. Flat out. Very simple. Be true. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your opponent. Be honest with what the situation represents, and you will go far. It doesn't matter if they're real or not. So, one of the ways I start, which I actually learned from watching Bollywood dancers, actually, which I think is pretty cool. So, I mean, I don't consume a lot of Bollywood material. Has anybody seen Gajini? That's just hilarious. But anyway, that movie that shit is all over the place. It's like it's super serious, and then they're like what? What? This dude just chews somebody up like a dog. He just went ripped somebody's shirt, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? This is way out of context. But so these positions are primes. They're primers. So I'm going from position to position. Yeah, focus. I don't know. Maybe you'll see something. Maybe you won't. Maybe I was off camera. I'm not sure where the boundaries are. I should have checked. It's probably like from here to about here, I'm guessing. As it gets closer, it gets smaller. Cone of vision will be from here. Okay, so now. So I already talked to you about the stances, right? There's different movements that are deceptive that I come up with that I had to practice to really figure out. Notice that I'm not bringing them to myself like this. If I were to jump, I would be safe. The real version, they're really dangerous, But in my hands, they're dangerous to everyone else, as long as they are, I suppose, deceptive movements. From here, you can grasp that without words. I'm not good at the words with this. Now the deceptive movement. Running, away, retreating, for back or for forward. Doesn't matter. You can find a way in, hook, bring it down, come back up, back down, in, pull, 1, 2, or 3, doesn't matter. Because these are like hands. These are hands, man. I'm telling you. Very dirty. But this is the bird form, by the way. Oh, by the way, first off, not even first, I mean, we're so far from first that, whatever. But there's a salute that I do. So, I don't know if you know about the idea of enchanting or charging by moving energy through an object. One of the things that I would do is I would salute the moon. So every full moon cycle, I would go out at least twice, but at max 3 nights, and I would salute the moon, and I would dance. I would call it dancing. I would say that I was dancing for the moon, so to speak. So what I would do, this is the salute that I come up with. Take it how you want. It's bow 1, horns. Bow 1, feet spread shoulder width. 1, feet together, cross the heart. 2, and then from there, you can do whatever you want. From there, it's whatever. But some of this stuff, like, the only reason I will slow and keep moving is because the idea is, okay, I'm fighting the air. In my mind, I'm seeing opponents, but say I miss. Follow-up attacks. When I stop, whenever I stop like this, that's me predicting a strike. I got it. Okay? If I stop short, well, stopping short, that's me implying that I got a hit to myself. If you were to go around like this, and actually sink in, you probably wouldn't want to follow through. You might instinctively stop, or either that, or if your grip isn't right, you might lose your weapon. So that's just another thing. But yeah, these are my favorite. These are my babies. These are my babies. My babies. But come up with dance moves. You can just dance with it. Strikes. I mean, yeah, you can kick for sure. Kicks. I'm so bad at kicking now. But kicks, for sure, get into them, whatever. I'm gonna come back with better kicks. I kind of want to get one off just to. But I'm like, I was traumatized once. I kicked at this post. This is when I was able to kick higher. I kicked at this post so hard, and I missed it. And I was like, okay. And like I didn't know it, but I was in the air. I didn't know I was in the air until I started coming back to the ground. Like it was like whoa, boom. Like what? Oh my god, that was hilarious. That felt very funny. These, for anyone who practices Wing Chun, I highly recommend using them or getting yourself prepared. It's a lot you already know, because you're already used to the grounded, which would be curved more like this. Again, if you've seen the Raid 2, they have the master practitioner. Oh my god, I can't remember his name right now. He's dope. Oh my god, I gotta remember his name. But he teaches he trained, I almost said Neil, Keanu Reeves for John Wick. And he's also in John Wick. He was the dudes that fought him with, I don't know, like they weren't trying to kill him. And he let them live in John Wick. Yeah, Parabellum, sorry. John Wick 3. It was John Wick 3. That was in Winston's stronghold. His hideout. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I like how you do the quick drop or the slow drop when they just when they like go in increments. Which increments I think are showing or practicing attacking from each level, where you can basically precisely go from here, 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 here. So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I like their traditions. So when they had the music playing, they dance, and then when they go to put the tools down, you know, this is awesome. But yeah, I gotta get out to Indonesia, man. That's awesome. You know, learn from somebody or something, but. But that should be enough. Thank you.